Bitch, he jacking on the cactus, ayy. I just skirted, Astro said he landed, ayy.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Astro, keeping it consistent. I'm here with a very, very, very special guest. A Houston native, my fucking brother, known him for 5 years plus. He's still doing this thing to this day. YouthSoulLove.
Thank you so much for having me, my brother.
Yo, SoulLove, yo. This has been a long time coming, so what I really wanted to get started with saying is, yo, I've always seen you from the moment I met you, really. Like, let me just go back to the first day I met him. The first day I met this man, he hit me up on the gram. I ain't know who he was. It was when IG was still a little skeptical about me and somebody new. And he hit me up on some like, yo, let's shoot shit. So we met at Lincoln. I think it's Lincoln Center or somewhere where they do fashion week at. And we linked up, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So
did some crazy shit too, man.
yo, this is different because he's never used to getting this from me at all.
Yeah, this is
so.
Yeah.
Yo, how you been though, brother?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Everything has been rising. Stats have been going up. The numbers been going up. The hard work is still at it, man. The team is getting stronger. Still back in New York, so just the Houston kid living his dream, right? Already. Yeah.
Yo, so this is different for me because I never really asked you how you got started, really. Because I know the story that you give everybody else, but I've never personally like had the opportunity to sit down with you and be like, yo, like how did you really like get this shit popping? So like, if you could just give everybody like who doesn't know you just a short interview of who you are.
Well, YouthSoulLove, music artist from Houston, Texas. I specialize in songwriting, performing, visuals. The Artist Soul is my team, the label. Been in the music industry for about 6 or 7 years, I would say. It's been a rocky journey, but I'm blessed to be here. I originally started in a group, and I was the 4th member. It was called Above the Clouds.
I know that.
Yeah. This was like around 2012. I wouldn't even say I was like in the game yet. I would just say like I was getting prepared. You know, I was on my warm-ups. Like I was, just dibbling dabbling. And I was going to like Texas A&M to college. I was doing like different shows and stuff like that. Just growing, getting better at songwriting, getting better at performing on stage. Actually being in Texas, letting everybody know who YouthSoulLove is because I was still YouthSoulLove. I was YSL at the time. And yeah, man, that's how I kind of really started. I dispatched from the group. I kind of got better at everything that I was doing. Was in Houston, Texas, going hard, doing like different shows around the city, putting music out. It kind of wasn't gaining that much attraction. Then, like I would say, I went to jail for about 3 or 4 years. Not 3 or 4 years, 3 or 4 months. Had to sit down. Had to basically take the time off to find myself as an artist. Got out, and everything that I was writing, I had moved to New York. Everything I was writing when I was locked up, I brought it here. It kind of started my journey.
All right. Yeah. So let me ask, do you have your first song that you ever recorded? Do you have any your fresh your beginner music?
Yeah, and I was talking to my pops the other day. We was thinking about putting it back out because we felt like at that time I didn't get enough light, the light that I have now. But yeah, man, I got something like my classics. I still got some of my classics.
Would you redo them and bring them back out with say a new producer, or would you just leave it as is and just leave? Because you think it's that good if you can just put it out as is?
I think it's good as is. I'm not gonna lie. I think just to hear that growth.
Oh yeah, because people won't see it. I mean, as long as I've known you, I know your style has changed, and I'm like, to see where he is now, from the outside looking in, to see where you come down, man came a long way. Man came a very, very long way. The first day I met you, I was like, yo, son sound like somebody, but you don't sound like somebody else. You know how you know somebody sound like someone else, but it's just you notice that 1% that's nah, he makes all the difference. Yeah. So it was when I first heard the music, and I was just I didn't personally know where you was trying to go with your music at that time. When I first met you, because I was just when we had first met, it was I kind of felt like it was on the fly. We both lived in the same type area when I first met you. Yeah. And it was when you got to explain your story to me, and you just when we got to talking on that way back uptown, I was all right, dude is cool. Like, dude is real cool. He got a real good story.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to like dabble into how deep, like how where you really were from at the time. Like, do you think coming to New York when I first met you, where was your head at, honestly? When you first got to New York, like, what was your mind state? Because I was like, I know coming from Houston, Texas, coming to New York had to be crazy.
2014, I think when I first got here, I think I was just trying to like figure out how I was gonna survive. I didn't know really like the structure of the East Coast. Of course, you know I'm a Southern boy. I'm from Houston, Texas. I know how to make money with my eyes closed out there. That's where I'm from. So I think when I first got here, I think I was really just trying to figure out how I was gonna survive as a youngin'. I was like 24 years old. I didn't actually move to New York. You know, I moved to Jersey City, like my first big bang out. So when I first got here, I don't even think I kind of like started recording until like 2 or 3 months in. So it was kind of weird. I think I spent like most of my time just trying to figure out the city, getting to know people, getting to know the right people.
Did you come out here knowing anybody when you first came out here? Like, did you like make any connections with anybody like back home that you knew here, or just kind of came out here on like, I knew what I was going to do off the rip?
Yeah, I mean, there was people like telling me like, hey, there's this person out here that you should go link with. There's this person, but I really didn't know anybody. Like, I didn't know, like, everybody was all strangers. But God blessed me just to have like that open circle where everybody was just so protective over me in my career that I met one person through her mom. I was like on my clothing line. It was called Dynasty 2259 at the time. And shout out to Elsie. I took some sweaters up to Elsie. I had a meeting with her, and she was just like, "Oh, you're gonna love my daughter. She's out of New York. She's hella dope. She's into music. She's into fashion." And yeah, that's when I met Pinky McCoy. I connected with Pinky McCoy.
Shout out to Pinky.
Yeah, shout out to Sis. And yeah, man, when I moved out here, you know, I kind of took the time to like learn the city through her. When I first originally came out here, I just came out here because of Fashion Week. Went back home, was like, man, 3 weeks had passed, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to move out there because I feel like there's more opportunities. I feel like I can grow as an artist. I can kind of get my history on hip hop. This is where it's born. So I really feel like I was just on a journey to make sure like this goes ahead as my dream to actually lead up to something in the future. So yeah, I didn't know anybody, but I came out here on the street to just like, all right, I'm gonna meet this girl, and if she cool, you know. But it all worked out in the end. Crazy, we in the place that she brought me, that I met my manager. It was Cafe de Broadway at the time.
Oh, word? I didn't know that. That's fire.
It's crazy because when we was gonna go back home, it was like Sunday, and we came here. And shout out to Big Red. It's Cafe de Broadway at the time. We ate brunch, and Randy's partner was just like, hey, my boy is into music. You should check him out. He really has a good name out here in the streets. I think he would be like a great person to show your music. So I gave him my demo. Went back home. Randy, I think he called me like the second week I got back home. Was like, yo, there's this album that I got, and there's a single called Rockefeller Dreams on there. He's like, bro, I cannot stop listening to it. Like, I feel like you like one of the top. You're like beyond, like you the future. Like, I feel like you got what's next. So come back out here and let's try to get some things going.
All right.
Yeah, and that's how kind of like I got introduced to it. Shout out to Pinky McCoy for bringing us to Cafe de Broadway. It opened up the gate.
And that's a fact. Yo, shout out to the OG, Room 4996.
Yeah, shout out to Big Red forever, man.
Yo,
Oh my gosh,
that's the OG. That's family.
yeah.
But yo, also, like, so we've been in the pandemic. Like, how you been throughout it, bro? Because like everybody's take was different. Because I know when New York getting started, shit was crazy. Like, yeah, the state was going on lockdown. Me and my boy personally, my boy Q, we was outside still. Day of lockdown. Like, nah, we not going inside. But like, how was it like for you, especially like being a musician and just someone who needs to be outside actively? Like how did it affect you? And like, did it like stop any, like put a halt on anything?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Shit, Jesus to tell you, we was outside. We We went up, yo. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the Art of Soul. We was up, man. I might have hit LA like a few times. I think I came here at least once. You know, the crazy thing about it is I was here when it actually get off.
Oh, you was out here when
I was actually out here like last March when everything started like jumping around. We really didn't take it serious. But
we
God bless everybody, you know, that we lost, but we didn't take it serious in the beginning. But you know, as we started to see how everything was working, we took safety protocols, but we kept it moving, man. We kept it moving. We did LA, we did New York, we did Miami, we just kept jumping around. And even though that we were supposed to stay inside,
niggas wasn't staying inside.
I feel like I'm on this journey, man. You know, once you get like in the game, like it's hard to get out, so it's hard to take breaks. You know, once you take a break, you know, there's always like another artist who's working 10 times harder than you. So I just feel like with the movement that we got going on, man, we just have to keep it moving.
I mean, since I know you've been keeping it consistent as far as dropping a project, brought like back to back, like like personally, so because I've seen your processes, but it's for the people who don't know, not trying to give away the source to it. Like, what's your process as far as when you making a song? As far as like, where you like, do you plan like the last? I think the last one you dropped was Black Youth Saint Laurent was the last one you dropped.
Black Youth Saint Laurent, best top Houston album of 2020, by the way.
That's a big fact. Still bumping that shit to this
day. Man, said Houston album, one of the top Houston albums of 2020 while we was in the pandemic. Man, shout out to Houston Chronicle. But yeah, Black Youth Saint Laurent, I got so much inspiration just bouncing around, man. I did actually Jesus to tell you, I did some kind of like my references tracks, like at his crib, and just so inspirational, man, because you got that view and shit like that, and everything that was going on at the time. It was just so inspiring. But how my process is just like I have to be in the right element. You know, sometimes I can work in Houston, sometimes I can work in New York, on the East Coast, New Jersey. Sometimes I gotta be by the beach. Sometimes I just gotta be like going through some shit. But on Black Youth Saint Laurent, I was on my fly shit.
Without a doubt. Yeah, especially Johnny Nunez, who was playing that not too long ago.
And shout out to Johnny Nunez. That's actually like a real photographer here in New York, legendary in the game. You know, I was just in my bag, man. I just felt like the process was just like to make the best project, but I still kept on the same element that I've been on, man. Get up, record, make a bunch of tracks, and just kind of like pick which one is my favorite. I let the team hear it. We all kind of dispersing like how we feel about the project. I go to my family Boyo, which is like one of the dopest producers out in Texas. He kind of do like the track listing for me. I listen to it for like a few weeks just to see if like everything is good, to see how I feel about it. Then I just give it to the world, man. And shout out to EQ, the label, man. They be really, really like showing love to us and making sure that we get our music out on time and get it out on point. So yeah, we just do the process like that, man, and we just give it to the world.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, so let me ask, because I've seen you do a lot of dope shit. I've seen you surprise me more than once, and even though I know I shouldn't be surprised because it's YouthSoulLove at this point. But let me say it like this: what's been the highlight? Like, what's been your highest moment? Like, you could say, moment-wise or achievement-wise. Like, what was that moment where you was like, alright, this is really like, I know this shit has been it. Yeah. Like, this is that moment where I know shit is about to go up another level now.
Man, it's crazy because I got so many moments. I don't have just one, because even when I met you, like, taking you on tour, what age was that for you?
I was like 17, 16 on the road with this nigga.
Even at that time, I was thinking like, yo, this is a highlighted moment for my career, for my success. We've gained our relationship, but
you can't hold yourself now. You did open up for Currency. Don't forget that. That came before tour.
Yeah, you're right.
Mind you.
Yeah, you're right, true.
So
we did do that with the feature back doing. Like, I've had so many moments in my career. It was like, yo, I have to keep going. This is the next thing. But, you're right. Currency opening up for him, actually getting the feature with him, actually going on the Smokers Club tour, actually having my brothers go with me on the Smokers Club tour. We actually killed the Smokers Club tour.
The first show, to the last show.
Yeah, man, and it's just like to be at that age level where nobody's kind of like teaching you how to do everything. We was just some young guys on the road, so that was a highlight for my career. Me actually leaving New York, like, damn, what I'm gonna do, and actually going back home and actually dropping the Lone Star, like was like my baby, like actually like an album that kind of like was gonna touch the fans, and actually dropping that, and then the week after dropping that, opening up for Ice Cube. And I ain't talking about like.
I remember when you did that. That was fire.
Yeah, I ain't talking about like 5 or 6 dudes with Ice Cube. I'm talking about me and Ice Cube shutting down Houston. 2,000 to 3,000 people at the House of Blues. So it was just like, man,
how was that beat?
I mean, it was amazing, man. From Gemini to Gemini, he gave me great words of wisdom. He seen the show, he peeped everything, man, and it's inspiring to be on this journey, man. And you just meet these people that you grow up watching. Because I can't even lie, like I grew up watching Friday. I grew up watching all of the movies that he was a part of, even the music that he blessed us with in the world. So to even work with him, man, and clear stage with him, I think I've just had so many crazy moments. Actually growing into my own artist and seeing it blossom and actually do my own shows and sell out when I'm back home. I think I have so many memories, man, and I know we're just getting started.
Yo, without a doubt, cuz, man. Like you said, you've only been, like, how long you been rapping?
I've been rapping forever, but I've been in the game for like 6 or 7 years.
It'll be 6, 7 years and it's already
been a lot.
Like, damn, bro.
You couldn't tell me that. It's a lot of rappers out here who've been rapping for 6 or 7 years. More than that, they ain't touched no stage with Ice Cube. So it gotta be something. You know what I'm saying? Actually come out here to New York City, kill every show. You know what I'm saying? And go on tour with Jordan Lucas and kill every show. Like, gotta be something,
Like, so.
Gotta be something.
Yo, remember that day we saw Jordan Lucas outside? We was just like, yo, they go Jordan Lucas driving by in a drop-top BMW in the city with Ashanti in the passenger seat, nigga.
Yeah.
Yo, I ended up seeing that shit in the video.
Yeah, that video was dope, too. That video was hella dope.
Yo, I was being on tour with him. I never even got to really ask you, because I remember I saw you the last show, I think it was, in New York. And like I didn't get I know I couldn't come with you, but I was going on tour with him. Like someone I don't know personally Jordan Lucas status in music, I should say, but I know he's up there to the recognition of Will Smith and everybody knowing him.
Yeah.
But how was it being on tour with him? Did you actually even get to interact with dude?
Yeah, I got to interact with him a few times. He was a good dude, but he was really, really busy. This was at the time when he just had signed, I think, to Atlantic or something like that. But he was really, really like a family man. He's a good dude. He's a creative guy when it comes to rapping and being on stage. His performances was crazy. I think we just held that standard for him, man. And we were opening up and making sure that the crowd was ready. So when he hit the stage, everything was good. So it was a great experience, man. I think it's been a great experience for all of these people. Just to see the growth. The growth is one thing,
Do you see yourself making any music? Like if the opportunity was presented, or if you guys have even probably peeked at it, do you listen to any of your music to be or do you think you would have worked with him on something? Maybe even if it would have been on a tip where you gave him a couple of snippets here or a little bit of musical direction or something.
Yeah, I think I would definitely come up with a collaborative song that we can work on. Like I said, he's a phenomenal spitter. He's a phenomenal artist. I think we could definitely cook up something, but at the same time, we was on tour.
Yeah.
When you on tour, you so busy. Everybody expect you to be Wayne with the microphone on the tour bus, and you just dropping mixtapes every night.
Wayne's the only motherfucker I know on tour dropping albums on tour. That's crazy.
You would think it would be like that, but man, you be so busy on tour, especially when you are the team. So I understand it. So. Yeah, man, I think it would be great, phenomenal to work with him in the future, along with many other artists. So I think it's just that timing, that perfect time when the stars align,
All right, so I got one of these quick segments that one of my friends came up with as far as what got you tight this week. On what just got anything from social media or just in general, what got you tight this week? Because I know you deal with a lot of bullshit. And personally, me seeing this man get a blue check, shit be getting a little wild for a nigga who got a phone and you get a blue check. And just for the people.
Yeah, a bunch of shit get me tight all the time. I ain't gonna lie, I be getting a bunch of shit.
I see the look. I see Ray do this shit. I'm like, damn. Like, damn. Yo. Jay in the back, like, nigga.
She be getting tight. She be getting tight.
Oh, man.
Yo,
Niggas be chilling too. We be like, God damn.
She be getting tight. You know, there's always complications with this artist journey. A female hit me this week talking about, can I fly out to New York? I don't know what's going on. That shit had me tight. That shit had me tight. Like, you know, I'm from Houston. We just went through a fucking winter storm. You know, I'm trying to get my life back together. You gonna have me for a place there.
That's as sad as the shorty who got the fucking who got the GoFundMe for can you help me get back home from ATL?
Come on, man.
Like, bitch, you done make sure you
got
got
no business out there.
Like, why you even know you ain't got money for the round trip? Like, why would you even do that?
That's the shit that be getting me tight, man. You know, it's a lot, man. It's ups and downs all the times, every day. I think I even got a label phone call. I got a label phone call. If Jesus is like, hell no. Label call talking about they gonna offer 150,000 to sign me. That shit,
Nigga, they need to up that. They need to up that. That's a little off.
That shit be getting me tight. Because people gotta understand, man. It's certain type of artists out here. It's $150,000 artists. You know, it's $250,000 artists. But when you talking about artists who damn near like 5 million, 10 million, 100 million mentally, you know what I'm saying? You gotta just approach it differently. So that type of shit can get me tight. But as artists, man, we just gotta keep it going.
Yo, so let me ask you, you've been in this game 6+ years. Have you gotten any offers that you would have been like, this is it, but they not? Because I know there goes a lot into that type of shit. Because I know either when you get a sign, you gotta you get popping off a song, or you sign with somebody, but they want to change your whole flow, and they want to control your creativity, and they want to turn you into some whole other shit.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I just got off of like a day or two ago. You know, be thinking about it, man. You know, sometimes it's enticing. You know, you want to be the biggest artist in the world. You just gotta keep level-headed people around you. Like before you know, DTP, shout to DTP, Jeff Dixon, Ludacris, Shaka Zulu, offered me that. They offered me a good deal. Still didn't go with it. Rhyme Sayers out of Minnesota. They got dope artists. Like, they got like an independent thing going on out there. Definitely offered, didn't go with it. So man, I just been on this independent way and just kind of just taking my time. Just making sure that we get the right deal. You know, I'm on EQ now. That's like definitely Rock Nation. So Gucci right now. In a good space. We're just trying to put out more music.
All right, so any current projects that you're working on right now? Because I know you just dropped something with JesusPiece.
Yeah, The World Needs Jesus is out right now. That's a phenomenal project. Just something that I wanted to experiment on. Definitely like a crazy sound. Everybody needs to like pay attention to because it's like the future. The production is definitely crazy. And it just matches well with, I guess, like what I'm going through right now as an artist to talk about, because I don't ever like to be like a facade. Like if I'm going through it, I'm talking about it. I don't like to talk about it if I'm not going through it, if I've never been through it. So, and I'm working on my album for 2021, Money in the Eagles, also known as May. May's gonna be crazy. So that's fine. Yeah, so I've been working on it for a long time. So I think it's just time just to like to release it, just give it to the world.
So I know in the recent album that you just did with JesusPiece, you said, and I forgot what, I think it's the first song, you said, Powder gave me the call, and he introduced, so is that how you got, I don't know who Powder is, I don't think I personally met him, but like, how you got in touch with him and why do you think he suggested JesusPiece to you? Like, because y'all have made so much of amazing music, but how did that come together? Like, when you got that call, like, did you just go ahead, like, did you get into that?
Yeah, Powder called me, and it was just like random. It was like out of the blue. And I met Powder through OG Ram, who we was talking about earlier, of just running away. Like, a lot of people used to stop by the studio when I was coming up as an artist. They would just pop into like different sessions just to see what I was working on. You know, I remember at the time I was working on Love vs. War, I Got It. You know, that shit like attracted Powder to it. And I guess he kind of just seen my artistry and just seen like I was serious. He seen that OG Red knew like, oh, this kid, he's with this kid from Houston, so he can vouch. Yeah, he can vouch. He took it serious. So I think everybody was just like, oh shit, there's this new kid in town. This nigga's really rapping. He can really rap. He can really fucking spit bars. He's talented. You know, I mean, he's ready to go. So I think Powder was coming up with like an album with a lot of talent from New York on it. But he wanted to make sure that like my voice was heard. He called me and he was like, yo, I got these motherfucking tracks for you, dog. Like, you about to kill this shit. Like, you about to take over the game with these tracks. And I'm just like, I ain't sending my way. You know, I didn't know who the producer was. I didn't know what type of vibe it was. I didn't know no direction. I didn't know like even what I was gonna say on the shit. That's why I said on the verse. Should I talk about my life? Should I talk about the nights? All these bitches live. I didn't even know what the fuck I was gonna say. You know what I'm saying? That bitch. Yeah, I was just like, yo, what the fuck? How I'm gonna tell my story? And I want to say he sent me two. And one was like super like dark, like it was super dark. But it like hit me first. I heard the other one, I was like, that shit is kind of soft. I'm gonna get back to it. Well, the first one was called Streets. It was dope. Definitely was like on a movie soundtrack type of level. I think it was something new from New York. Then the second one was like the song that made my career. Like it was Flights to Houston. At the time, I didn't know it was an artist that already worked on it. And I don't even think the artist worked on it yet. But by the time I got done with it, my manager Yomi at the time was like, yo, this is some high shit. This is the sound. This is if you looking for your sound, this is the sound. He was like, yo, this is it. I'm gonna get this on BET, I'm gonna get this buzzing, this is the start of your career.
Oh, so it was like one of those type of situations where someone had the song and it was like, they sleeping on this shit, but if you do it, go ahead and kill this shit, we gonna run with it.
It was the type of vibe where I had no clue who the producer was. I didn't know who did it. I didn't know who was what. These were just two instrumentals sitting in my shit. And I just so happened to work on it for the album. And I sent them in to Yomi, and he was like, Streets went cool, but that second one, and you gotta do something with that second one. And he said, matter of fact, I'm gonna do something with the second one. So he put it on BET, had it booming. I had this fucking OG, old school cat, man. Shout out to TC Tompkins. I'm talking about, man, he's so player. He's been in the game for years. He got plaques with Michael Jackson. Ooh, yeah, I'm talking about, I've been to his crib. You know, he was the second person. Everything like fell in like weekly. Like I think Yomi said yeah 1 week. Then I took it to TC and he was like, oh, this is a motherfucking hit. And I'm at his crib, we at his crib, there's Michael Jackson plaques all over the wall. This shit.
Nigga took with Michael Jackson plaques telling me this is a hit. I'm like, alright, so who you finna do?
Yeah, and I'm like, alright, this might be the one. So I link with my man Thomas Guerrero, shout out to Thomas Guerrero. We started coming up with a treatment on how we wanted to do the video. And the video came out success, man. It was different. I was at the motherfucking video shoot for like damn near 8 to 10 hours and I ain't even moved in the video. I stood still the whole fucking I ain't even moved the whole
You said 10 hours sitting there.
Yeah, I'm sitting there at the video shoot for 10 hours. I ain't moved once in the motherfucking video. I'm still the whole time. I stayed in the same, they put an X, take the shit, I stayed in the same spot the whole video. Crazy. I think I better move like once.
That's dedication. I did that.
But it turned out to be a hit. They had it on Sirius XM. They had it everywhere. It was global. Then OG Red would call like, yo, there's an artist like already on the song. He already got a song out from Flights to Houston. I don't know how we're gonna handle this because your shit is already like taking off. So I don't know how you gonna do it. He was like, I'm gonna call up some people. And like I said, shout out to OG Randy, man, because you talking about New York. If you look up the largest cities in America, New York is the first. You know what I'm saying? So for one man to make phone calls and get everybody on board to be like, nah, we're gonna talk to this artist to take this song down, even though he's doing good in his career, he's hitting the top of his success in New York. You know, they still show love to a brother that used it. Got this artist to take the song down, to show love to my song. And then that's when I connected with JesusPiece. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling him and I'm talking to him and just telling him thank you. You know, that's when the connection started. You know, that's when that's how the word of Jesus, the word is Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Came about.
Still booming on your mind, though.
Yeah, man.
Real talk.
Yeah, man.
So the first day you met JesusPiece, like, did y'all like hit each other up on, like, after you did the 2 songs, did y'all just hit each other up on, like, yo, we need to, like, do more of this?
Yeah.
Or did y'all just, like, it's just like, all right, so the nigga just dropped the song for me and that's
No, I think some time went by. The song was already out, and then I think I just so happened to get, like, his contact through somebody. You know, we just ended up connecting. I can't even tell you. Me and Jesus, bro, we so crazy. Every day is like the first day we met. Like, we always on some adventurous shit. We 2 wild ones. You know what I'm saying?
That's coming from experience.
If we can explain our relationship, it's just like the video we dropped, papers and bloods, and blood and papers, which is whatever high you prefer, is what you get. We just adventurous. So I kind of don't remember the first time we met, because it's like every day is on some adventure shit. I feel like I've been doing it in my whole life. So that's just that connection that just the music just hit. So.
Is he working on any new songs with you for your new project?
Oh yeah, we already got bangers flooding out the shit. The game is taking over. We taking over it, man. The game is done. It's ours. You already know, man.
Yo, actually,
this new shit, I don't even like to talk about it. I don't even like to talk about it. I mean, y'all just gotta adapt to the world. There's Jesus, but this new shit, we kept a couple of bullets tucked, just so we know we coming with that heat for this new. We didn't want to put all the heat on the project. We like,
they did their thing on that last one.
Yeah, the
that
last
shit
one
was in rotation for at least a good solid week and a half.
Yeah, the world needs Jesus, man. That's like, they gonna get it. They gonna get it in a few years. If they don't get it now, they gonna get it in a few years.
And the thing about your music, like, not even just because our relationship and I've been knowing you for so long, like,
yeah,
I can solidly listen to this man's music, like, on replay, and not even peep the album played like 4 or 5 times. I mean, like, shit just be bumping like that.
Thank you.
Like, he got a vibe for every set. And if you with your shorty, yo, you might want to just throw on a couple tracks for Lone Star.
Yeah.
If you want to be in another kind of vibe, you got switch.
Yeah.
If you want to be on some get high shit,
so can grow rich, baby.
Yeah, got a vibe for everything.
Yeah, man. That's what I try to deliver, man. I want this, my career, like my catalog, to be like a chapter in my life. And every album is like a different chapter. You know? So just keep grinding with the shit.
All right, so I got a question. Rick Ross actually asked this question on the gram, and it kind of really resonated with me. He said, "What drives you? Is it the recognition, the acknowledgement, the paycheck, or making history?"
I think what drives me is on the quest of making history, because what comes along with history is the paychecks, the fame, the acknowledgement, the leverage, the fans, the people. Just being on a journey to make history, man. I feel like, even people who don't have like the brains to have like a goal or a dream they want to look forward to, they can make money. So I think I just want to make history, make history for sure. Be the best in whatever I do, whatever I come across in the world.
That's fine. Yo, so I'm a little high right now. I don't know about
Yeah.
I'm a little smacked right now.
Yeah.
So
I'm just trying to get the lighter to work.
Yo, you been hitting that hoe for like 15
minutes.
Yo, anybody got a lighter, bro? Yo, he been hitting that hoe for like a solid 15 minutes, bro. And I was like, yo, I hope that hoe light. Cause that's my lighter.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap, Poppy.
Yo, I'm fucking crying, bro. That's hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Yo, so what makes you? Because I know you probably get offers and you don't really do features like that. I noticed on the last album you had a feature, and as long as I've known you, you don't really do features like that. So what made you do a feature on the last one, or allow people to be on the same music as you? Because you don't need it.
Yeah.
And it was just a surprise to me because I'm like, oh shit, you got a future on this bitch?
Yeah. I think I was seeing the people in my city work when I was going back home. I respect my guys so much because even though they don't get the light that they feel like they not get it or they get it, I feel like they are working individuals, man. Shout out to Louis Brax, shout out to XVI. I've been knowing XVI like since I started like making music, and he's always been like a phenomenal lyricist, man. So when it was time to make the connection happen, I think it was kind of easy. I think it was just trying to see how I can take my world and bring it to his world because I know what he likes. Brax with Johnny Nunez, I study Brax, man. He's a fashion guy. Like he's a guy who likes to be on his top when it comes to the dapper shit. So he's a young guy. He's new. He's fresh. I just really wanted to show other artists that we can collaborate with each other in Houston, no matter like what type of like level we each see each other on. I just really wanted to bring that connection, and I just feel like as the leader of the new school, if I don't do it, then who's gonna do it?
Because that's one thing I could say I don't really see out of most states.
Yeah.
Like the collaboration. Like Atlanta, I feel like from my outside looking in, I feel like they're a lot easier. Well, it's a lot easier out there for an artist of, let's say, just coming out stature to get the possibility of getting a big feature or getting that cosign for someone, or just even throwing them on an album.
Yeah.
Like I personally, because I'm not out there, will be soon one day.
Yeah.
It's for me to find out, like, to see that type of thing happen out there. So like, I don't really personally see, like, do you think there's a disconnect out there? Like, because I don't really see I don't know the OGs to give a lot of artists their praise unless it's Travis or what's his name? Damn, big dude from H. No, not Bun B. It's his Maxo Cream. Yeah, Maxo. But I don't really see much artists in the same collaborative state.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something like that's been a disconnect, or just people be on their own time and their P's and Q's?
I think everybody be on their own times and P's and Q's in this politic type of environment and work situation that we all in. You really got to go off politics. Who's cool, who's like starting their own thing, who has their own cliques, who's crip, who's blood. I really feel like it's like on that type of level now, even with the young generation. But you just gotta move accordingly. You gotta have like your team. You gotta see the people you feel like have potential. And that's what I seen with XVI and his brands. I wanted to take them to a journey. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to bring them on my journey. Like even though Brax, a dude from Houston, was on Johnny Nunez from New York. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to take Brax to New York. You know what I'm saying? On a song and bring him into my world. Let them know what I know. You know, you don't know about Johnny Nunez. People don't know Johnny Nunez is one of the top photographers in hip hop culture, in culture alone. You know what I'm saying? So to talk about a New York legend who's at every show still to this day, who's been shot for Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Andre 3000, classic man, classic dude, man. And being able to get to meet Johnny Nunez, we had a dinner. You know, me, Karen Silver, Tahiri, Johnny Nunez. It was a dope dinner, man. Wayno, shout out to Wayno too. But actually being in a room with these type of guys, I picked Johnny Nunez because I feel like he was the most creative, and to take that back to Houston and get Brax involved. I think it's just evolving. And I think that's what we gotta do as like artists, man. Each one teach one.
All right, so since you said that as far as fashion, have you let that be a huge inspiration to your music? Because we got close off of being fly together. So would you say your fashion has become like, let's say, an influence to your music to guide you in a certain type of way that you have that you dress now, or do you just say that it's just something that because everybody rap about it, you have to incorporate it?
No, I think it's like instilled in me. I think it's like it's been in me. I think it's perfect because it kept me out of trouble. You got street rappers, you got money rappers, you got steppers now. You know what I'm saying? You got all type of rappers. You got rappers on Ring. You got rappers on Perch. You got
Currencies.
You got the smoker rappers. And then you got rappers who like fashion, who are into that shit. And that's like a market where it's been here forever. You can't tell me fashion ain't been here forever. So I always wanted to pick something that was going to be something that was going to be longevity and that was going to keep me out of trouble. Like, I don't be at the strip club and shit throwing money. Like, I be at the fashion shows and shit with model bitches, you know, and catalogs and shit like that. So it's just different, man. It just kept me like on a good path as far as my journey. Like, I think to each his own. Like, we are, like, if you in the gang shit, you in the gang shit, you a gang rapper. If you selling dope, you a dope man. You a trap rapper, you know what I'm saying? But this fashion world is different, man. And I know it's like more potential. I feel like, in my vision, it's the type that's gonna have me performing at the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Ooh, that'd be fine.
You know, and that's one of my big goals. You know, even keeping art installment, you know, and bringing out fashion. You know what I'm saying? And creating different brands like Unisex, what we got coming up in the future. So
near future.
Yeah. You know, so it's just to keep the love alive and keep me alive. I think it's just it helped me evolve into an artist. You know, because everybody need fashion. We all throwing on clothes every day, so it speaks for itself.
So let me just say it like this. Let me bring Jay over here to talk, because I want y'all to really talk about the project, because
Yeah, of course.
I don't really know what was the inspiration behind it, because when y'all told me, y'all just dropped this hoe. Y'all just dropped this hoe. Y'all ain't really giving no warning on anybody, which is the thing I love about y'all, because y'all just really just dropped that hoe on people. Yeah. So, yo, Jay, where you at, bro? Hold up.
Yes, sir. JesusPiece.
My bro, brother right here.
Genius right here.
So when y'all got in the studio, did y'all already like plan on dropping the album together? Or y'all was just like, these were just some hoes y'all had like y'all said, y'all had these in the tuck and y'all was just like, all right, let's put these out as a project?
I think what happened was I gave Soul my hard drive, and he just went through like every week on folders.
Yo, so let me get a roundabout how many beats is on that motherfucker, bro. Yo, so say you gave him the hard drive, I'm like, damn.
Like, yo, get busy. And
they got beats from 2014, 2015 on that. Damn. So imagine that to this time.
Yeah, it's hundreds of beats. I don't think he got through everything.
Nah, I didn't get through everything.
It's just I left him the hard drive, like, yo, do your thing, go crazy, pick out whatever you want. He just pretty much picked out like every beat that he on the album from there. I don't think we initially like planned like let's just drop a joint EP. So I think we was just like working on music, and then just one day we was just like, yo, let's just drop a fucking EP, fucking bro, just me and you.
Yeah.
So let me ask, because I'm a little hyped because these my fucking brothers right here, and they let a nigga do the cover art. So let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all, why y'all chose that one to be the cover art? Because when I'm looking, I was like, damn, I took that a minute ago.
Yeah.
So like, what made y'all choose that to be the cover art?
First off, thank you for blessing us.
Man, just thankful to be a part of the process.
Thank you so much, man. You know, on that day, we was just out shooting the YouthSoulLove merch. We were just having fun, man. And the reason why I chose that, it is crazy because I made The World Needs Jesus when we was in Florida.
Oh, okay.
The album was not really complete yet. We kind of had songs. That song completed the album.
Yeah, to let that be the opening, I was like, alright, y'all on y'all bullshit with this one.
But I don't think you get it though. You took that picture maybe a year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I took that picture a minute ago. That was hype Corona.
Yeah.
So you took that picture. That picture was definitely out of our memories. We ain't thought about that picture.
That was a minute.
Yeah, that was a minute ago. So we went to Florida recently to create The World Needs Jesus. And if you hear me in the song, I wasn't looking at the picture. I I was just going off a memory of how we met. And I was thinking black beamers, bad bitches you couldn't see us. Just talking about just like us, like, you know what I'm saying? Us, even as a family, the Art of Soul, like all of us, like, you know what we like, you know? Then I go back home from Florida. I'm looking at all of the pictures like, damn, what the fuck we gonna use? I put together some crazy ass collage. I think when we was in the studio, cause you was in the studio when we made I Tried to Tell You. So you was a part of this journey too.
Yo, that song was a big. I told him, yo,
you was there. You was there that night when we made I Tried to Tell You.
Yo, that day was fire.
And like I said, the journey's been so crazy even in this little year and a half. So when I seen the picture, I'm like, yo, how crazy is it that I'm in this song, on the song I'm talking about black beamers, you know what I'm saying, all of this shit, and then I seen the picture that just kind of like represented it all, bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that coverages that picture alone, and I was just thinking about like the space we was in that day. Me, you, and Jesus, we was just having a good time. You know what I'm saying? There was a few bad shorties out there when we was taking pictures.
It was a nice day.
We was focused on getting the merch done. New York was looking nice. And we just enjoyed ourselves, just out there, three men, just kicking it and just focused. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, nah, this is the one.
That's a fact.
I was on my Andre 3000 shit. A nigga got on pink silkies.
Yo, a couple motherfuckers asked him about the beds. He's like, them hoes is hard, bro.
Yeah,
You got them shit.
I had the pink silkies on. I had the Louis Vuitton rag to go in. I was on my shit. The black Beamer. Come on, that's Jesus right there. And then Jesus leveled up. So I just wanted Jesus to, it was like a gift to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was happy to be working with you. And Jesus leveled up. He got him a range now. He ain't even in the black Beamer. But I wanted it to be a timeless thing because I was with him, you know what I'm saying, through this journey. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted him to see it like, yo, I remember I had the black Beamer. You know what I'm saying? I wanted all of this shit to be like a gift. In the sound and kind of like the cohesive match with it. So man, I felt like that was a perfect picture. And man, Jesus so cool. Like, yo, bro, whatever the fuck you want to do, nigga, this is your fucking industry. You running the fucking game. We running the game. Whatever you want to do, we doing this shit, nigga. I'm with you.
And once he showed it to me, like, it wasn't even just cause like do whatever you want. It was also like, that pic is like, it sums it all up.
Yeah.
Like, it's me and you, we chilling. Like,
it's a chill ass, beautiful ass.
Yeah, it was like a perfect. And we got like a lot of other pics together, but like that one was just like,
that was it.
Perfect. Yeah,
That was it. That was it.
Yo, so let me ask y'all, what's y'all favorite song off the album? Because, okay, what's y'all favorite song off the album, and what song have y'all been getting as a fan favorite?
I'll answer first. So for me, like, The World Needs Jesus is my favorite because of the storytelling. Because he's explaining like how he met and all that. And then I just like I love that kind of record. But what I hear from fans is Switch and Love and Love. Blocking something that those are like my favorite tracks. And even Fiction, I get a lot of people that tell me they like that a lot. But I would say that probably Switch and Love and Love are the ones that the fans tell me the most.
Yeah. Back home in Houston, a lot of people fucking with I Try to Tell You. They always tell me that they like really proud of the album.
When we was in the studio, I was like, yo, this is a damn Cancun on the bitch right here.
Yeah.
I remember you did that. I feel like you did that whole in one take. I was like, yo, we just got here.
Yeah, and that's kind of like I operate too. When it goes back to like how like I process. Sometimes it already kind of be done mentally. A lot of people enjoy the Switch. Switch is kind of one of my favorites, but No Love for You is definitely like that's the one that I think everybody needs to pay attention to. It's kind of like two new artists like collaborating together. Like I don't know, it's a vibe, bro. That shit is so dark. I love dark music. Like when it comes to like color palettes and shit like that. Like I feel like that song is so dark. And when when I got to New York, I was making like, you know what I'm saying, like white. I would say not white in the race, but white colored music. Like,
okay, I get what
you know what I'm saying. Like it was really like, remember it was like powerful, no cuss words and shit like that.
Yeah, I get what you're talking about. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It was really like no color on it. And then shit started getting yellow. Like I would say, I got it. It's like real yellow. This shit is like really like dark music. this is like a midnight blue. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, you know that shiny midnight blue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I speak on that type of level. Like this ain't no pink music. You know what I'm saying? Like this is some dark shit.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, so did Jay produce the last album?
The whole album. He did the whole album.
So what do you guys take? What would you say is a little different between these two? Because I know this was purely for him, but as far as the mindset, what would y'all say the mindset of the music was at for that album?
I would say my mindset was to get the world to know what from JesusPiece. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just like, all right, and this is just from my perspective, it's just like, all right, you're the best fucking DJ. I mean, the best producer. Shit, like, if you gonna come out, you gotta have one of the best lyricists in the room.
You gotta have one of them, like, this is that man right here.
And it's like, it's bad as I want to clap for everybody, it's not like everybody was doing it right. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, this music is too good to just have just regular, you know what I'm saying, the cliche shit on it. Like I wanted it to be like something special. Something, you know, I like to make music, I told you, I like to make music that people can go back in 10 years and listen to. And that's just how I wanted the album to be for them.
Yeah, I think we got that. I think he accomplished that, man.
Man, y'all got so many different vibes on it.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Like, every song is like a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
And he killed every song on it, bro. Like, even the bars, like, we listen to Soul from years back, we listen to Soul now, like, he's just gotten a lot better. I mean, you said that earlier, he got a lot better.
Yo, definitely. I think I still got your demo in my room, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think I still got your demo in my room.
It's crazy to see how phone came from stashes. Because you remember when I came out with the demos, I was
The songs on the demo go fire.
Yeah.
I can still put them hoes on in the whip and be like, damn, look where you came from.
Yeah.
Real shit.
But we still working though, man. We still striving to be the best. I think this year we just trying to be like one of the pursuit of happiness, like make like music that we're proud of and actually like give it to the world in the best form. The best sound quality, the best visuals, the best collaborations, and we go collab. Like you said, I don't really collab with a lot of artists because I don't like to take away from them and I don't want them taking away from me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how people work, you all gotta be on the same level, but we all can help each other rise. So we just want everything to be on the best, man. The best sound, the best production, all of that.
Alright, let's go. So let me ask you, have y'all, this is just a random ass question, have y'all gotten any offers as far as like, this is stuff I be thinking about, like y'all got any offers like to do like commercials for anybody or anything like that? Because I always be thinking on that type of tip, because most people's things for music is just, I'm gonna put music out for everybody to hear it and that's it. Like, have you ever like gotten any offers like for like something random, like have background music for a video game or anything like that, or like for a commercial? Because I know you got a song. You had a song on Jersey Shore.
Yeah, I got some on Jersey Shore right now. That shit is hit. Like that shit.
Because like, and when I think of stuff like that, I think of that like as far as background, like that's like someone needed that for background. You got any offers to have your music anywhere else as far as any other outlet?
Jersey Shore, that was definitely one. People wanted me to put like the songs that got fashion like on the cars, show like that. So I think I'm just waiting for the greatest of all do it. I got love for like the community. So I just wanna kind of like own my music now. You know, when I get the thing with Jersey Shore, like I didn't have any rights to it anymore. If I'm gonna do that for like the LGBTQ community, like I want to be able to still own it. Luke Paul's a legend, no matter like whatever like genre or per se, like he's entertaining, like what he's going with it. I just really want like the music to be in our own shit. So it kind of be hard because you gotta do commercials, kind of gotta give that song up.
Oh yeah,
like, I had to give up some heat, and I was like, damn, I need to do a video to it. Like, man, I know it's on Jersey Shore, but can I do a video to it?
Oh damn.
Yeah, they was like, nah, it's ours now. So, man, it's bad as
they don't even want to give a nigga a little Peace.
Yeah, man, that's what, like, as bad as you want to be on all these commercials and stuff like that, you give them the good music, but you don't own it on this. You don't really have the ability to do what you want to the song, even though it's on Jersey Shore or on the McDonald's commercial or Jack in the Box picked it up or State Farm said, fuck it, we like it. It's not there, there's no more. It's just tough. It's a tough time in the music industry. So niggas want ownership of everything.
Niggas want to give you this and want to take everything.
Everything. So you gotta be careful, man. But yeah, shit on Jersey Shore, man. Shout out to Mike, man. He had a wedding and they played my song in the background.
Oh, that's fire.
And he went to court too. They played it in the background for court too.
I saw that part. I didn't know they played it at some wedding. That's
Yeah, they played it at a wedding. That's like a historical moment, especially a good episode. Jersey Shore is monumental though. I mean, like, we seen it growing up, so it's like, that's what we know in the 2000s. Especially the home and something that we always remember.
I'm a little stumped right now because I'm smacked. But anything y'all want to say as far as plugging y'all? Because I know you say you're working on your own music. Is there anything that y'all like want to plug that y'all want to work on, or is there anything that y'all want to say as far as some people?
I want to say some shit.
All right, go ahead, brother. So
Man,
talk your shit.
I'm proud of my brother Soul, man. YouthSoulLove. He works crazy hard. You know what I'm saying? All year round, there's always like something. He had a crazy good show back in November. Maybe we even get to talk about that, but he did a show.
Go ahead and get into it.
Black Eve St. Laurent that was crazy fire out in Houston. And I just want to say, like, my boy worked really hard, man. So when you look at us, when you listen to us, it's a lot of work we putting in. It's not just doing shit like for bullshit or for clout and that shit. Like, this is our lives. So, you know, I want to say that I'm proud of him, and I want to say that I'm appreciative of everybody that shows his love. I'm appreciative of every little thing that y'all do for us, whether it's a post, whether it's a stream, interview, anything. Like, y'all show love, and I just appreciate all of that. And thank you, Astro, for having us.
Yo, this is love,
It's a pleasure to be here, not only because you're family, but, you know, just because you extended yourself in your podcast. So I appreciate that.
Y'all make amazing music, and y'all family at this point. Like I said, I've been bumping that home for the last week and a half, the whole day, because I knew I was doing this with y'all. I'm like, let me run this home back. And end up listening to another 8 times. So it's really nothing, bro.
What I gotta say is, man, I appreciate y'all for taking me in. You know, as a kid from Houston, Texas, coming over here, not knowing anybody, I ain't know shit was gonna be like this. You know what I'm saying? I was a music artist trying to live a dream, so I'm blessed to meet these 2 individuals right here. They keep me going, they keep me creative, they keep me loving as family, they keep me on point. So, man, I gotta say thank them. This is definitely family. This is not just a podcast. This is family right here. And y'all gonna see us in the future, man. This is just like the beginning. I tell them every year, like, as we grow, it's just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We going through this shit. We actually the ones who be putting in this work. We don't got no crazy team. This man has been a genius forever, since I known him as a youngin'. This man, on another planet. So I'm glad that the world is finally tuning into us.
Music.
Yeah, man, I'm glad the world is finally tuning into us. And I believe you about to exceed crazy heights with this, bro. So you keep picking your locations and keep doing your thing. And keep finding the best people who love you and support you. And interview the right ones, man, who support you. And man, we're gonna keep this shit going. Family for life. You already know, man. The Art of Soul, YouthSoulLove, y'all know what it is.
Yo, and I think that's how we just gonna close it out. So,
Yeah.
yo, this has been the family. This has been Kicking It with Astro, keeping it consistent. Yo, we out here.
H-Town, New York.
It's us. Fuck with the saying, you niggas gon' suffer. Gang, no other. They throwing the shade, we open the shutters.